This is Kenny, and he's having the triple enzyme, and I'm cleansing him right now with the citrus gel cleanser. Doing a simple cleanse. I mean, this is thorough and will certainly remove the surface residue and get the skin clean, but not too overly aggressive because I am working with 3 different enzymes. This, obviously, with all of the enzymes that I'll be using, is going to give the skin kind of like a light mini peel, digesting and softening all of the stratum corneum and breaking down the cells. And the skin will just have a real great polish and glow to it when we're finished. We'll rinse with the warm water and gauze and lay the pads on the eyes. Nice and soothing. And this treatment can be done on most all skin types. I would use caution when working with somebody who's real sensitive or maybe more rosacea prone. Although I think that could be done on their skin, I just would use caution in terms of maybe the amount of time that you leave the enzymes on the skin. And we'll give a second rinse. And I'll blot his skin dry so that we start on a nice clean surface when we apply the first enzyme. Okay, I've applied the citrus gel cleanser to Kenny's skin and it's been removed, and I'm going to start with our first enzyme application. And you may need the fan for this, Kenny. Just let me know if this has too much of a sting or a burning sensation. Because it's one layer and because it's only going to be on the skin for a few minutes, it may be okay without the fan. This is a preparation that has become one of my favorites in the treatment room. I use it so often because it's quick. I use it on myself a lot at home. I just did it last night. It's called the liquid enzyme peel. And I like the uniqueness of this having an enzyme mixture, which is papaya, mixed with, in liquid form, with acetic acid complex and a little bit of salicylic. And normally when we're using this more aggressively or as a peeling treatment, you may put several layers on, leave it on the skin maybe up to 10 minutes. But today I'm using it as an initial breakdown of dead cells to soften and loosen the stratum corneum so that we will wash away that surface to give the skin the beginnings of a good polish, and it will just be on the skin for about 3 minutes. I'm going to continue to kind of work it into the skin. That'll also help in softening and breaking down this built-up skin. Skin has started to get real pink. You want to use firm pressure when you're taking this off because you'll actually roll off some of these dead cells, and the gauze will help you in getting that removal. Okay, the skin already feels real smooth and nice. Maui peel is another enzyme acid mixture that has got bromelain extract, which is pineapple. It also has the pineapple extract, They're different. I know that sounds the same, bromelain and pineapple, but you've got a bromelain concentrate and then the pineapple extract along with the lactic acid. And this is a pretty potent little enzyme all by itself. And so combining it after we've done the liquid enzyme is what it's going to do with what we achieved with the liquid enzyme and just beginning to take down or take off and remove some of the surface cells of the stratum corneum and bringing up a nice healthy glow to the skin. This is now going to go in and take that a little further and loosen even more that we didn't get off with the first enzyme. Now this has a little bit of a sting to it too. Sometimes people feel a real little prickle when it's first put on the skin, and some more than others. If somebody's really AHA sensitive, then there's a chance they may not be able to use some of your citrus enzymes, which this would be that with the pineapple. Is it stinging?
It's prickly.
It's prickly. And the prickly sensation is from the alpha hydroxy, from the lactic. You usually get more of a burning sensation from beta acids and other types of acids, but your alpha hydroxys and your citrus enzymes give sort of a prickly feel to it. And I'm counting the time it's taking me to put this on the skin, which is probably about a minute or so. You want to really pay attention to your time with this. And I'm actually going to take my glove off. I want to work this into the skin. Now if your fingers are sensitive at all in any way, where if they dry out, then you may not want to use your fingertips to do this. You may want to use a glove. But I find for me, I'm able to handle this, working it into the skin without having any problems with my hands getting too dry. But this is a massaging enzyme. It's an enzyme that you work into the skin until it almost disappears. And normally, it's an enzyme that you would work into the skin for maybe 10 minutes. Doing it the way we're doing it with the layering enzyme process, I'll leave it on for about 5 minutes. Now, has it subsided any in how it feels, or is it feeling as intense as it was?
Just a little less.
A little less. Sometimes this will continue to have a little bit of a sensation the whole time that you're doing it. And for some, the more you massage, the less they feel that, or the more it begins to be worked into the skin. This is an enzyme also that gets very buttery on the skin, and the more you do it, the creamier it becomes, and pretty soon you'll start to feel the skin cells just kind of roll up so that you can tell that you're getting more of a smoothing on the skin. Now when this is used as a Maui peel, which is a very popular treatment that we do, this is left on the skin for 10 minutes. So we've taken the time back to 5, 3 minutes with our liquid enzyme, 5 minutes with our Maui peel. Just a lightly dampened gauze. And in this situation too, the wrap is better than steam. In fact, I don't usually use steam with this enzyme. So I just want to do a quick blast of heat on the skin for about 30 seconds. Just enough to take some of those valuable nutrients of the enzyme into the skin, soften everything up, and then we'll take it off. And the skin is even a little pinker. It has a lot more of a glow to it. And you'd want to reassess at this time and see just how the skin really looks to determine if you want to go on to your next layer. It's no different than when you're working with your acids in a layering process. With the enzymes, you want to watch. These are very active enzymes that have a true effect on the skin. In terms of really softening and breaking down beyond the stratum corneum, actually. Let's see. Is there any place, Kenny, where you feel like you have stinging or itching or anything uncomfortable? No? I'm going to give you another rinse. Now, if you want to do extractions, this would be the time to do them. I'm not doing a nutrient step because my nutrient step will really be my final enzyme. Other than erythema in a few places, I mean overall he's pretty pink and stimulated everywhere, but maybe a little pinker in the jawline and this cheek area, but he looks really fine, really good. If he was feeling real sensitive, kind of complaining about how it was feeling, or if I was seeing any kind of rash, raised swelling on the tissue, anything like that, then I would not go any further. I would stop and do my nourishment and do my finishing step. But he looks fine, and like I said, this is actually a facial, so I mean it's not typically it's not typical that you will have to stop, but you still want to be aware and watch the skin just in case, okay? Okay, Kenny has just had his second enzyme of our three layered enzyme treatment, and that was the Maui peel. I've taken that completely off of the skin and have reassessed his skin. Everything looks great. His skin is already looking fabulous. And so now the last enzyme application is going to be applied. This is really a fun enzyme, but very effective for the skin as far as continuing to help support the regeneration and the nice polish that we're after. But this is a mixture of the antioxidant fruit enzyme with the blueberry mask. And the blueberry mask is 47% blueberry extract. So I have that mixture with the antioxidant, which contains all of the red nutrients, your lycopene, pomegranate, cherry bark, malic, the apple, just some wonderful ingredients. And the blueberry mask is really nice if you keep it chilled. So it has a nice cooling sensation that helps to take a little bit of the sizzle out of the antioxidant fruit enzyme that the skin would receive. Okay, Kenny, you're just about all painted up here. I've finished the application of the antioxidant fruit enzyme mixed with the blueberry. The blueberry has the green tea extract in it and debolding, which is a very potent antioxidant as well, and that's what green tea is. And then, like I said, it has almost half of this formula is blueberry extract. Very cool compress finishes are really nice for the skin. I use diapers a lot for that. We've actually had this chilled and in the refrigerator. And then you you'll want to rinse with very cool water. And this mixture is fairly easy to get off. The antioxidant fruit enzyme, when used by itself, it can be a little more difficult because there are some pretty good chunks of the cherry bark and it's a little thicker. But when we've mixed it with the blueberry and not quite as much, it makes it pretty easy to remove, but you're probably going to have to do 2 or 3 rinses. I'd like to do one more good rinse. And you can see there's still just a little bit more of the cherry and blueberry mixture coming off the skin, so that's why it's important that you do enough rinses to have everything removed. If you leave any of these enzymes on the skin, just like with your acids, you're going to have some real irritation on the skin and not a very nice outcome. So if I still see something coming off on the gauze, I'm going to keep rinsing. I want to make sure that it's all removed. Skin feels very, very smooth. Has a nice spongy feel, hydrated, very soft. A nice fine mist on the skin all the way around, saturating every pore. And the skin is so absorbable right now that it's going to drink all of this up. And I'm giving the skin a second saturation of oxygen and vitamins. Just letting the skin absorb and take in all of these nutrients. And I've turned off the plasma solution, and I'm just spraying the pure oxygen into the skin now, which is just helping me to drive and force more of the nutrients into the skin. Remember, the skin is transdermal, and it does take in if there's not a barrier there. And when you have something that has a slippery molecule, like our vitamin mix, combined with the oxygen, you are able to get a certain amount of absorption into the skin. You know, it's important to remember that 99% of the oxygen taken in is through the lungs and respiratory, but the 1% that we're able to drive into the skin with this delivery system has real value for the skin. Not only with the moisture content, the hydration of the skin tissue, but helping to support it with more antioxidants, helping to strengthen capillary tissue. And as I've said before, oxygen will not allow bacteria to keep growing. When you spray an area that has got bacteria, like a lesion, a pustule, papule, the oxygen really helps to reduce the buildup of the bacterium. And the skin is really great right now. It looks so good, and it's you know, so dewy and fresh, and just you know, all of these nutrients are seeping into the skin nicely. I want to just give him one more final finish of antioxidants combined with this oxygen mixture that's on his face. So I'm going to just put a few drops of antioxidant complex in the skin and just kind of lightly tap that in. Now all of this that's on the skin right now that's appearing very moist, this will absorb in about 30 minutes, maybe even to an hour, and then the skin will not have quite the wet look that it has right now. It will just look real moist and healthy. And already to my hands, it's feeling very dry. So that will tell you that the skin has taken in so much of these nutrients that we've applied. One more thing that you would want to apply to the skin if it were not at the end of the day, which this is for Kenny. It's evening and he's not going to need to do anything else to his skin, so he'll leave like this. But if it were in the day, I would put the sun protection on him. And that could be either the SPF 30, or for Kenny I might use the zinc protection cream. It's a very light serum with the zinc oxide in it, and so that would be very nice. So Kenny's skin looks great. That's the completion of the triple enzyme. I can't believe how great my skin looks facial.
It's wonderful. It works. That's what I love about it. I can put it to my clients. In fact, sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to push products. I'm not going to recommend something. I'm just going to do a facial on somebody that's new. I can't help myself. I have to go. When you have an opportunity and when you would like to change some products, I have a few recommendations for you, because I see such changes in their skin. I'll put somebody on the table and it's amazing. I'll be like, am I working on the same person? Because this is not the same face I saw even a week ago. Or clients that come in, maybe not that regularly, maybe once a month. I think, what have they been doing to their skin? And it's the products. They work. I cannot believe the change it makes. You don't find these products in department stores, not this strength. And they do have to be careful with them, and you do have to educate them. They have to become an educated consumer in using the products. But if they do what we ask them, they see changes. And so then not only does it make them want to purchase products, which revenue increases with your business, I would say at least double, if not triple. And the confidence it gives you, that's what's amazing. Because you know you are representing something that you are going to see results with. That's why I love it so much. That is one of the reasons why I love this company so much, because I'm not a number. I almost feel like I've known you guys forever. When we come to classes, you take care of us. The amount of knowledge that you put out and give to us as estheticians gives us that confidence level so that we really know what we're doing. I mean, you literally can change somebody's skin, and it gives them a happiness that they didn't have before. And when we call up and ask you a question or make an order, you take care of us. And the other thing, the order is there the next day. That is amazing. You're out of the product, we call you, and it's there. That is really incredible, in that you can rely on something. Other things, it doesn't work that way, but your company is just, you have a great team.